Hello boys and girls, we're back at the old Ford, of course, my good old Droff as I like to call it. Anyway, we've got a box. This is one small box. It was in a big box, but anyway, who's it from? It's from CRC. Well, anyway, that's just, there's a sampling of things in here, but these are things I'm using today. We've got rust converter aerosol. Instantly neutralizes rust, converts rust to a tough black primer in one easy step. I've actually done tested this out on my own. It works well. I done it on another little piece on Tomater just that I was working on the other day. And here is the exact same product. This comes in, I want to say it comes in quarts and gallons. I think it comes in a gallon too. But it's the same exact product except it's non-aerosol. You can brush and goop and slop this on. This will probably be for frame rails is what I'm going to probably use this for. I've got a half a gallon of it. I've got 2-quart bottles. And I've got zinc primer. Zinc primer, you can weld through zinc primer. So this will be a great thing between the two panels as I put them together and then plug weld it. Just be in between it and to give it some protection. I'm going to seal everything up with a seam sealer and an undercoat when it's done. And I'll probably actually undercoat the inside or do a truck bed coating or something. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do. I'll probably just undercoat the inside. Just something to seal it up. But anyway, I'll show you another little trick for this stuff right here. This stuff right here, this cold galvanized, this stuff works pretty good. And I'll show you another thing it works great for. I've used this product in the past. You've got, you see how you get rust right here? And you see how paint will not stay on these old Fords. It pops off this cowl panel. Well, as you know, this cowl panel, you can't take it off. You can't really sandblast it. You can't do much of nothing with it because it's actually part of the blasted truck. You can't take it off. But you can use some of that spray cold galvanized. And you can actually spray this and prime it with it. And then you can put a nice epoxy primer over top of that and then paint, and most likely it will stay. Most likely is what I'm telling you. It's when you're dealing with this factory galvanized in these years, in the 70s, it's not the greatest thing. They had not perfected it. It's kind of like the paints of the 80s and the D.I.Ys and yeah, a bunch of junk. I mean, it's just poor design, poor thought process. And you know, how do you find out? It's just trial and error. It's kind of like replacing floor pans in each truck. It's trial and error. I've actually cut one spot of metal, cut it too far. I had half decent metal, and I cut it out. It wasn't great by any means, but I probably should have left it there and patched it. And anyway, I'm gonna have to make another little patch. Well, you can see the driver's side floor is chopped out. I've done some extremely strange crafty work up in here, okay? And there's reasons for my madness. I'm making this easier for me. I did not want to remove pedals. I did not want to remove stuff. You know, I mean, there's a factory plug right there. I honestly don't really know what that plug is for, but I didn't really want to delete it. And I didn't really want to have to cut new holes and new panels and things of that nature. But as you can see, this metal looks as good on the underside as it does on the top. It's still painted, okay? Well, anyway, I've cut down through here. I've left this lip once again, so I have to have something to weld to because it changes direction. Your rocker panel has the lip and then it changes. I've sandblasted my little hole, as you noticed. I'm going to actually wind up packing and Duraglassing that. Probably. I may weld a little metal patch in it. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it really has nothing to do with floor pan at this point. So it can stay there. I will put just a dab of this zinc primer on it when I'm doing this, just to keep it from rusting, because it is the bare metal where I sandblasted. I didn't do a whole lot of sandblasting, even like these cab supports. I didn't do a whole lot of sandblasting. I did do a little bit. I actually, as you know, I got my new little sandblaster and I was playing with it. Well, you know, a small sandblaster takes forever. This is where we're going to use rust converter. I've still got to grind down and get rid of the little chips and my old spot welds and all that stuff. I've still got to get in here with a grinder. I haven't done it. I still got the cutoff wheel on my grinder actually. I need to get here and clean this up, of course. But we're going to rust convert the top rail of the frame we're going to rust convert this, and up in and behind it, we're going to slather it good. Then we're going to grind down around the patch job that we're doing. We're going to zinc prime it. We're going to grind, we're not really going to grind, but we're going to take the panel. Just excuse all my junk in the back of my truck, but we're going to go around the edges of this panel, and we're going to do the same. We're going to just lightly hit it with some real fine sandpaper. I don't know, probably some 320, whatever I can grab over here, just enough to scuff it, because this is like an electroplate primer. It's on this anyway. And we are going to just put a layer of zinc primer, a thick coat around the back side of this panel, around here, where we're going to actually put our plug welds and everything, just to give it a coat of protection between the two pieces of metal. But that's where we're going. We've got that far. If there's anybody that watches my videos, is there anybody that is within, you know, a couple 100 miles, something of that nature, somebody who watches and somebody who is a body man by trade that would really be interested in, say, meeting old tow wrecker and giving him a hand to say if he come to visit and help him fix this? I don't own a stud puller, and this is kind of beyond me on to fix it. I can fix it. I know how to fix it. I can cut it out and put another one in it. I've got another cab I can chop a corner out of. But, you know, this is right here is something that I would rather somebody that really truly knows what they're doing could give me a hand with. You know, I already know I'm going to stick a porta power in this doorway and push the skin back, because the door gap is a little too tight. It does not hit, but it's too tight. It actually did hit during the accident. It did hit the door, but it didn't damage the door. But I need to push it back, I don't know, 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. It's not very far. But I need to get this pulled back out and get it to where I can work it, and this, that, and the other. You cannot get to it, of course. I don't know if you can see, I'm just sticking the camera in here. But you can't get to it, it's double paneled. So if anybody's anywhere near that would be willing to give me a hand with this, that's, you know, does this for a living, I would really appreciate it. It's just, like I said, it's a little beyond my capabilities. Well, it's not really beyond it, it's just I'm afraid to do it. It's a major spot and a major piece of the truck that I really don't want to screw up. So, but anyway, I'm gonna do some grinding and I'll be back with you. I'll show you how these products actually go on and show you the job they really do. They do great. They work great. And like I've told you all several times before, you won't catch me supporting something that doesn't work. And it works, so I'll support it. So, but anyway, that's my ramblings of 7 minutes, 8 minutes now. That's my ramblings. Notice my pile of crap across the dash. It's kind of hard to empty a truck. Yeah, we emptied a truck. I probably need to start it. My dome light's still on. I probably just need to take that bulb out of that. I probably really do.